Good evening, everyone. I'd like to open the Water Commissioners meeting of November 17th at 7 p.m. We are operating under the open meeting law, which allows hybrid meetings that was extended until June 2027. The meeting is being recorded by TCAM and will be uploaded to YouTube later. Roll call of members present. Todd Melanson, Chair, present.
Gerald Mazekas, present.
Dave, would you please?
David Vision, Superintendent, present.
Okay. I have no 1.4. I have no chairman's additions or deletions. I just need to finish going through it. And I apologize. I just got the minutes, so. I'm assuming we pressed a couple of these. Let's be fast. Let's see. Let's check. Received. Together presentation. It's okay with it.
Did you make a motion?
Yes, ma'am.
What's the date on that meeting?
That was the October 20th meeting.
Make a motion that we accept the October 20th, 2025 minutes.
Second. Motion's made and seconded. Roll call vote. Todd Melanson, aye.
Gerald Mazekas, yes.
Okay, motion's passed. Do not believe we have any correspondence. 1.7. Laurie, do you want to announce yourself, please?
Where'd she go?
There she goes.
Laura Schifrin, Select Board Liaison. Good evening, everyone.
Thank you, Laurie. Doesn't look like we have any public comments. 2.1, there are no appointments. 3.1, we have to vote on the response to a open meeting law complaint. Since it was about my addition and a deletion, I did call open meeting law, went over it all and wrote this response. And it's in your packet. It was someone had judged or complained that it wasn't on the agenda. Most water commissions do have this as an open line. In case something unexpected comes up or some sort of emergency does happen. I went over it with open meeting law and basically they told me what to write, and that's what I did. Basically, if you have an addition and deletion, and it's not reasonably expected to happen within the 72 hours before the meeting, you are allowed to add it as a chairman's addition and deletion. It can only be for just reading straight information. There's no discussion. There's no debate. There's no votes taken. It's just you're putting something out there. And that's pretty much what I did about SRF. It basically states that the reason why I did is I used my best judgment about the community and water. I got quite a few questions about losing the SRF, what it would mean financially to the town. People were, I won't say panicked, but they were extremely concerned, agitated, especially given our financial situation as a community. And that's why I made the decision to add it as a chairman addition and deletion. It was a simple facts, statement of simple facts, no discussion. It was in response to the Facebook post about losing it. That's where most of the people saw it. I was going to let it lie. I don't usually deal with Facebook publicly. But it did cause such a stir that I felt it was in the best interest of our community to answer it. And open meeting laws say, and this is straight from their webpage. May a public body consider a topic at a meeting that was not listed in the meeting notice? Yes, if it is a topic that chair did not reasonably anticipate 48 hours before the meeting. If a meeting topic is proposed, if a meeting topic is proposed after the notice is posted, the public body is encouraged to update its posting to provide public with notice as much as possible, but not required. Although the public body may consider a topic that was not listed in the meeting if unanticipated. The Attorney General strongly encouraged public bodies to postpone discussion and action on topics that are controversial or may be of particular interest to the public if those topics were not listed in the meeting notice. That's up to our discretion, to the chairman's discretion. Based on, I did not think it was a good idea to postpone to this meeting and waiting a full month where I did get such a response. So if I could have, if it's mine, I can make it if you want. But I would like to make a motion that we accept my written response to the open meeting law complaint as is and submit it to both the complainant Cindy King and the Division of Open Government.
I'll second the motion.
Motion is made and seconded. Roll call vote.
Jerome Zekas, yes. Todd
Melanson, yes. So that's Dave, if you can, I'll sign it and we'll mail it out tomorrow. Thank you. 3.2 rate study presentation by Ty and Bond. I'd like to introduce Lou Sirocco and Hazen Doza. Did I get that right?
You got it. Yes.
All right. These gentlemen are from Ty and Bond. Lou Sirocco is our project manager, main contact with Ty and Bond. And I'm going to assume Hazen Doza is his right-hand man when it comes to rate studies. Gentlemen, you guys take it over. And when we get done, we might ask you later to, depending on what this says and what we decide going forward, we may want to do a presentation before the select board like we've done in the past.
Okay.
All right. So you guys have the floor.
Thanks, Todd. Yeah, again, my name is Lou Sirocco. I'm a project director over here at Ty and Bond. And with me tonight is Hazen Doza, who is leading up our rate study group. And I believe we have a slide deck prepared. And if it's okay with the board, we'd like to just share a screen to kind of run through the presentation.
That will be more than fine.
Great. Take it away, Hazen.
Yep. I'm going to send a request to the board to allow sharing. And as soon as you allow that, I'll report. Yep, I just did.
That's TCAM.
All right. You need to send it to TCAM.
I saw
Yep.
Todd.
Yep.
I just gave him permission. He should be able to just get in.
All right. Great. Thank you.
Now you can all see my screen, correct?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Look, we just want to say, I know it's a time bond values the trust that you have placed on us to conduct this rate study. We take this responsibility very seriously, and we just want to emphasize that our rate recommendations are to ensure the long-term financial stability of the Water Enterprise Fund so that it has the ability to invest in the town's water system and provide safe, reliable water to customers. Let me just highlight why the rate increase is necessary. And there are three main items. First, we need to recover about $310,000 of principal payments from the $9 million debt, which was issued to finance the PFAS treatment upgrade project. So the recovery of the principal payment of that debt is one of the items why we need the rate increase. Number two, as you know, the Water Enterprise Fund transfers about $445,000 annually to the general fund. It is an expense which needs to be recovered from customers. So that is a second reason for the rate recommendation. And the third reason is, as you may be aware, the water department has a high amount of receivables. About 10% of revenue, about $200,000 per year, are not collected on time. So that is a issue because it relates to the late of cash collection. So we need to increase the rates in order for the revenues to stabilize because of this high level of receivables. So that's the third reason why we need the rate increase. So those are the three main reasons before we walk into the our numbers. Let me pause here and allow you to ask the board any questions you may have on these items so far.
No?
Okay. Thank you. I would like to begin as to how we come up with our water enterprise expenses, because ultimately our revenues are calculated to recover all of the expenses. And as you can see from this slide deck, our expected operational expenses, including this transfer to the general fund, equates to about $2 million annually. And on top of that, we add about $400,000 of interest and debt service cost. It's relation to that PFAS treatment facility and also your existing debt service from prior capital projects. So if we add all of that in, it leads to a total operational budget requirement of $2.4 million annually. So that's essentially the item or the amount we're looking to solve through our revenue increase. If we go to this slide, as you will see, based upon our fiscal year 26 projections, the water department, the enterprise fund, is expected to generate in cash revenues about $2 million. So therefore, we have a shortfall of $400,000 because your expenses are expected to be $2.4 million, as I mentioned, but the revenues are coming in at a rate about $2 million. And that requires a 15% rate increase in fiscal year 27 to make sure the revenues are in line with expenses. And if we go forward with this rate recommendation, our revenues are expected to be at that 2.4 million rate, enabling the Water Enterprise Fund to cover all its expenses. And that is essentially the basis of our rate recommendation. Let me again pause here to allow the board to ask any questions.
Well, I respect the work that's been done. Again, these are your recommendations. It's not things we have to follow. If we extended these out, I mean, what are we looking at for? Lou, I'm going to be honest with you. I kind of like the presentation setup that we had that you gave us before over this one. It showed us in a graph where the debt was, where our expenses were, and things like that. I'm not denying the numbers. I'm not a fan of the presentation of this. I mean, we in that initial rate study that we did, that first rate increase was significant.
Correct. Yep.
And we went to a 4-tier rate system.
Good.
And that was over a 6-year period of time. And then we didn't do, it didn't appear that we needed to at the time do those other rate increases. We kept them at between 7 and 5%, whatever they were. Now, 4 years later, we're being asked to do a 15%.
Town can't afford it, we can't afford it.
Well, I can tell you why, because that's right here.
That's the one I was looking for.
Right, it's in your package.
Okay,
So what we did is, we didn't know when the lawsuit money was going in, so we delayed everything in hopes enough came in to offset.
some of it, yeah.
Right, and we got some of it, but a lot of it's not coming till later. So we chopped everything down to just meet our needs, at the current time, because we didn't know what the future was gonna be and if we got the money to pay the whole thing off. So, and that still is a good chance that it'll happen, but
So
not today.
can we? Looking at this, can we spread this out over a longer period of time and still meet the same goals? I mean, you have us doing this in 3 years.
We can, and this is something we want to be sensitive to. And I just what we can do is, if you are, as a board, are comfortable with having a potential deficit, meaning your expenses may be higher than your revenues, if you're willing to take that chance, we can try. And the other option we have, and this is something we can work with you, but it's not going to be overnight, is that you have a large account receivable balance every year, $200,000.
No, that definitely is a problem. But also in our community, I don't think it's an issue trying to collect it. The only way we have to collect it is by lien. We don't shut people off. They never have. Hmm?
We don't need the money this year or next year.
Well, no, this year we're fine. We're in FY 26. FY 27 won't start until July 1st.
And that's when the bills come due.
Well, yeah, I know. Well, we already started paying the first one, right?
Nope.
I thought we paid it in July.
No, well,
We paid,
but that's 27.
right,
So we're good for 26.
right. We already, like I said, we already started paying it, but we do have it's the second set that's coming due. The second project or the second loan.
Well, we just closed out the loan, so
Right.
nothing comes due till 12 months afterwards. So we closed it out in August.
Right.
So nothing comes due till at least August.
So. Right, I'll be honest, it wasn't what I was expecting.
May I share with you one additional slide which might help you put this into context, if you allow me?
Sure.
As I mentioned, we take the affordability very seriously, and I just wanted to demonstrate to you that a lot of the rate increase have been because of the important improvements in water quality projects that our water department has been taking, including the PFAS treatment project. And if we compare what all the communities in the state are going through, the water bills are going up gradually across the state. So we did a comparison of what your towns, for the average customer, the bill would be post this 15% increase in fiscal year 27. And if you look at our number, for the typical residential water customer, the bill after this increase would be about $577, which is right in line with the median bill that is expected to be across the state, about $565. So everyone
That's the annual. That's all 4 quarters added together, correct?
yes.
So by quarter, we're looking at an annual water bill
increase of one.
Well, no, but, I'm not sure what it is. What's our, annual bill right now? Do you have it on here?
So we can try.
The next one will be about $143.
No, what I'm asking, Hazen,
Yeah,
in your calculation, what is the annual bill currently in FY 26? You know, what we're charging right now? Do you know?
let me double check that. I can get that to you if you give me a minute. Is that if that's okay?
Yep.
I can calculate
So
that
this
for
would
you.
be
And this is for
One.
average customer. Yeah.
for, yeah, about $146 a quarter. Based on that number. People that do irrigation and stuff like that probably pay a higher amount.
What percentage is that? That's a 15%.
This is what, with the rate increases, that was what it would be for the year. On an average water bill, right? Here. So 577 for the year, so you're looking at 140,
Right.
146, yeah. So,
So 146 goes, oh, that is 146.
yeah.
Per quarter.
per
So it
quarter.
went from, what was last year's?
Let's see.
Yeah, we'll get that to you right now. I'm calculating that right
Yeah, he's calculator. It's not on here.
Huge increase, that's what it is.
Assume we'll give it 23% first start of this. We're still we're just about where the median of the state is.
Right, the water, the chemicals and everything is the same for everybody.
No, I
Right, so it's not a matter of that it's a small town and
Everybody gets the same.
everyone gets the same, it's per person,
so we
no matter where you are.
so
So let me ask you, do businesses pay more?
no, we
Well,
cap them.
they cap it at 2,
Yeah,
but
we cap-
they,
so this is what so right now, they pay, if they're in tier 1, they pay, the 606 that everybody else
Right.
does. The tier 2 is 909, and that's where they're capped at.
Okay, so is that restaurants and hair salons and?
Yeah, we also did farms, the bigger farms,
Mhm.
and we did the schools, because
They use,
but then all they do is put it on the taxpayer, because it would just
Right.
go into their budget, so we were trying to
offset it a little.
balance it a little
right,
bit.
but it's everybody.
But, so like the chemicals are bought through the chemical consortium, so it's almost every water utility in the state of Massachusetts belong as a group block. And so we negotiate the price of chemicals, so the price of chemicals is pretty much same for everybody across the board. I think even NWA is in it, I think.
Is that fair?
What,
Is that fair that everybody pays the same?
for chemicals?
For industries, don't they get the same?
Yes. There's no, as far as I know, you could do a commercial rate. It would take some more work on their part. My fear is it's tough enough to get businesses to stay here and have a business.
Mhm.
I wanted to, most commercial industries, do pay the same. I don't know of very many that split off a special, either that or it's just one block rate for a
I see.
commercial. This way, the smaller ones will pay, the ones that don't use much, that just probably have like a bathroom or what have you, won't pay as much as someone uses a lot of water.
Is that because we don't have a sewage treatment plant?
No, it's totally separate. Sewer, actually, prices of sewer are 2 to 3 times higher than
Higher,
water.
yeah.
So that's an added to,
Right,
it's not.
okay, right.
So are you saying if we don't do this, we would have a shortfall in FY 27?
That's correct. Yes.
You see, so we have
Dave,
operating costs.
do you see any fluctuations in the total amount receivables year to year? Does that Do you-
Well, this year it's gone up.
Yeah.
Because it's been a drought. So we'll probably maybe 100,000 or so ahead. At least, but we won't know till,
Yeah, we're not gonna know until we get May or June, probably.
we're at 1.1 right now, after 2 quarters.
Pumped,
No, revenue,
revenue, okay.
1.1
So we're
million,
halfway through the year.
right.
So we have one more year of winter, or one more quarter.
September, October,
Worse,
November will be on the next one. That should be about a 500,000 plus.
so yeah, but that's only the first quarter. Right now, we've only done the first quarter. We
July
just-
and October.
Right. Yeah, and then the second quarter will be November to December. Which we're in now.
Right now,
We're in the second quarter.
July's the first,
July.
October's the second.
No, it's the start of the first, but it ends
We're talking about,
July.
fiscal quarters.
right, we bill in July.
Right.
So July is in 2026.
June 30th, actually, isn't
Right. So July's bill, which is
it? July, August, September.
March,
Yeah, yeah.
April, May. October's bill is June, July, and August. December's bill, or January's bill, is September, October, November.
Right. But we only account for what is collected between July,
Correct.
after July. So in
Correct.
our fiscal year, we've only collected one quarter. We're-
Two.
No.
No,
Our fiscal year starts July
July
1st.
Correct. The bills go out in July.
July, August, September. Right?
Not-
But we don't,
Not when water's pumped.
let me finish, please, and I'll
Okay.
recognize you, but don't talk over me.
Right.
I understand we bill, but our fiscal year doesn't stop until June. So we collect the bill in July, but that is good until. So, so in reality, in FY 26, we've only collected one quarter of bills.
Not correct. When you bill in July, the revenue's in July, which is in 2026. The money comes in 2026.
Get a free bill in July, though. It's July, August, September, isn't it? And then beginning of October.
No, you're billing the June bill, the one that comes due in July is for June
June, May, and
and
April.
April.
It's March, April, May, you read in June, you bill in July.
Okay. So, but it's June, May, and April. You're doing the
No,
3
March,
months.
April, and May. We read July, June 1st,
Are we doing 3 quarters or 4?
3.
All right, then that makes sense to me. I thought we did quarterly reads or quarterly billing.
It's quarterly.
Well, then it can't be.
Then it can't be through.
Yes.
Three cannot be four.
Thank you.
Right. No, so
You bill in July, then you
Correct.
bill in October. October's the 3 months prior, correct?
no,
Why not?
because we read and then we create the bills from the readings. That takes 30 days
Why does it take 30 days?
because you have to go and check the bills that. Yeah,
I understand that. I understand the billing.
and then have to
process.
send it to the printers and everything else. So it's a process.
No, I understand the process, but the whole reason we have AMI, are we completely on AMI now?
64.8%,
So we still have to manually read
32%,
32%,
or 31,
well, whatever the number
Right.
is, but it's over 30%,
Yeah.
it's still manual read.
correct,
That makes more sense to me why it takes 30 days.
right,
So when will that be completed?
3 years.
'Cause we're spending how much a year on meters?
About 70,000.
Hmm.
We can't afford to do any more than that.
No, and I mean. So, and we have. We have in the PFAS account right now, like
2,000. 230 need to be used for media.
so. Well, the media is built into the operating, isn't it? Hazen?
Yes, your costs should include the PFAS media.
When they put this together, the cost should have been built into the operating.
No, it is not in there. Changing the media is not built into that.
Where did you get you got your information from Dave? Or did you do your own calculations?
No, we use the information from the water department. Yeah.
Right, but the media changing is not built into this. That
So,
has to be either done by free cash or the lawsuit.
and what's our free cash?
About 220,000,
All right, that needs to be kept for emergencies.
correct.
There's something else before I'm gonna accept this and before we present it going forward. Because nothing has to be decided right now. We have until we need to set the rates, which would be March.
Right, ask them what, we could probably put 100,000 of the lawsuit money into this. And
I hate using that for a one-time stopgap. If we don't,
I'm just giving you an option.
no, and I understand it, and that would be my option of last resort.
It's not a good option, but
No,
it's an option.
it's an option. But what I wanted to see is if we cut the percentages and spread it out, what would we need to come up with out of either free cash or the lawsuit money to balance this out and make this more palatable? Could you do that for our next meeting? Is kind of spread it out over, say, 5 years and see what the percentages look like and what we would need to make up as a difference?
Happy to do that, and happy to do that. We can come back to you with the alternative recommendation. We'll show you the spreading out. That might be something we'll be happy to do. Yes.
Okay, and then, all right. I think that's our best options is to start finding other ways to do it.
Right, just be aware that there will always be some kind of rate hike every year. I'm just, because,
No, and I was kind of hoping to get it where we've been fairly good about doing it every year.
Right.
Getting it back to the 2% every
Right.
year. Or, and maybe being able to miss 1 year here or there, but at some point you're gonna have to make it up. It's part of our problem is they waited so long before they did anything. And we're paying the price for it. So what I would say is if you could do that, give us like 3 or 4 options or 3 options. If you split it up 6 years, you'll need to make this up. You split it up over 5 years. If we split it up over 5 years, if I did my math right, it's 25%. So if we did 5% each year, what would be the deficit go in each of those years that we would have to make up somewhere else?
Makes sense. We'll come back to you with a 5-year analysis and 5-year, what I would call like a phase-in transition kind of a rate increase, which I think you will find it more acceptable. So let us do that, and I will work with both David and Lou to come up with that, and we'll present that to you in your next meeting. That's perfectly doable.
Yeah, and just what we would need as a potential what our potential deficits would be that we would have to make up somewhere else, and that way we could start looking for other, revenues that would make up the difference.
And so something might happen in the future that we get some of the supplemental money that will be coming in.
Yeah.
Just a quick thing. $20,000 is 1% of our budget. If you throw 100,000 at it, that's 5%.
Yeah, no, I get it.
It's just a quick thing for you to think of.
So right now, yeah, but we're looking at a deficit at. Yeah, that's
Gonna be
about 400,000 or just, just at about 400,000.
correct.
So, and that's primarily because the addition of the bond debt, the new bond debt, and that, the bond debt, the cross charges that goes to the town at town meeting, and our percentage of revenue that is delayed in collection. Is that the
Correct.
three? Those are the three main drivers, correct?
Correct, yes.
Yeah, this year was $350,000 that was,
No, I know, I've been watching it.
Yeah.
And what we do is we wait till November and then we lean it on the tax bills. So then we see it when
whenever,
they pay their taxes.
like,
Did it actually go up more than the 2.5?
Mhm.
Okay.
We are not, that's property tax, that's not water rates.
Right.
So there is no set.
so this is you gotta think this is like a business.
Mhm.
And you can't run at a deficit because,
No, I know.
No, and so that's, they're being honest with you in their numbers.
Right.
What was included like in the operating costs? I know, so it'd be the personal, which is the salaries and stuff like that, the operators and things like that.
it's right here. So personal
Which
services.
page?
This one,
Yeah, page 3.
I just,
Good. So we personal services are union contracts. Purchase of services. That's the engineers, that's
yeah,
the IT, security.
right.
Okay, SCADA.
Skater is down,
SCADA separate.
yeah, it's down,
Sorry, that I would have put that in services, but that's okay. Charges and expenses, supplies. Supplies, that includes the chemicals?
chemicals, yeah, and electric.
Okay, on chemicals and electric, and that's where a large part of that's gonna be.
Yeah, we almost doubled.
Yep,
chemical and electric are both in supplies.
yes. Charges and expenses. Funded capital improvement. Is there anything that we have under capital improvement? That we can put off? I mean, is
We already
this?
did, there's nothing there.
There's nothing there.
Oh, sorry, I'm going across.
So,
the debt service. All right, so now I see it, okay.
Yeah, remember I got the four,
Yep,
and
Yep, we paid everything up.
right, that's what helped keep the rates down so high.
So we're finished all our capital improvement. So the debt service is 111,000 and 311. So it gives us roughly 420, almost 422 a year. All right. Well, I will look forward to seeing, since we did 6 years last year, can we do 6, 5, and 4 and do that breakdown that I asked for?
Yes, we will do 3 scenarios.
6 years, 5
6
years, and
Yep.
4 years.
Okay, yep.
And then if we can, show us the different percentages and what are, at each percentage, what our what our deficits, what we would have to find extra. So we're talking FY 26,
27, 28, 29, 30,
Yeah.
31.
tier one right now, I think you did 15, you'd be going up. So 6 to 697. 1045, 14, and 17. All right, I will wait and see what your report says when we go after that.
Okay, thank you for your
Appreciate your
feedback. We will
time.
do that. Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Good night.
Good night. See, there's my agenda. There it is. Shows this is the old. All right. All right. That finishes 3.2. 4.1. We did receive a letter through town hall, that, basically, was from Sue Licio. I had asked this to be mailed out to her, so hopefully it was. If not, please make sure it is. Basically, she was questioning,
Received that at home. I got the,
okay, you did. She wanted to be notified, about, the topic of hydrants and water mains within Timberley Park. Some of it, I think, was confusion and stuff like that. I did write a reply letter. Basically, we were trying to, before PFAS came about and we had to do the PFAS treatment plant and shut Harbor Trace off by regulation, by requirement. We had to prioritize public health and the immediacy of the need over what is basically a very frustrating aesthetic issue. Basically, to flush out a system, you should have the hydrants. She had some basic questions. And one was, do you have hydrants at the end of all lines at all lines in Timberley Park? And I believe there were 3 to 4 roads that currently still don't. We've been working on them as we go about it. She asked, if we do not, why not? And the answer is very simply, Timberley, when it was originally constructed, did not have the hydrants placed there correctly by the original developer. He adhered strictly to the fire department because it was a privately owned system, and there was no one to make him put hydrants at the end of every line, because he wasn't part of a water department, and that wasn't his concern. If you look at any development, any other water utility, they do make them put it at the end of the line because it becomes, you balance the firefighting with water quality. Yeah, then she said, if we do not, when will we? And the simple is, without giving a specific date, I would say in the near term. To do this correctly, the water department needs a new and original system map of flow and pressure before any changes are made. The distribution system is entirely new since we looped the Harbor Trace out to Emery Road in addition to its original flow out to 119 by the harbor. This will tell the operators the flow and direction and predict the reactions to changes in flow, which would allow us to set things properly. This is being undertaken currently by the staff and the department engineers, Ty and Bond. The next step will be to loop Timberley Park out to Warren Road. This should resolve the issues for a large and significant portion of Timberley Park. It'll keep the water flowing. There won't be any settling of the water. And then I would say the last 4 roads should have their hydrants placed, should they be needed. With the better flow going through the entire area, it may not be needed. I would still be my preference to place those last 4 hydrants in there. There was a question she had on, she says, what size pipes feed Timberley Park? Is this the standard that is recommended today, or do they need replacing? So basically in Timberley Park, you have primarily 6 and 8 inch lines, and there are a few 10-inch mains. The standard recommended today, the 6-inch water mains used to be the standard. 6-inch was your standard for having a hydrant on it and having proper hydrant flow. The new standard is 8. However, it recognizes the significant impact if you had to replace every 6-inch. So it does not require you do get sufficient fire flow through a 6-inch water main. And so they don't require you to replace it. Any new development will be 8-inch at a minimum. The hydrants themselves, they're all 6-inch water main boots, meaning the line that goes from the water main to the hydrant is 6 inches, and the connection to it fit any size hydrant. So the hydrants themselves don't need to be replaced. And that's the basis of my answer. They don't need to be, the water mains don't need to be replaced. We are working, but it's in a step-by-step process. I'm not, as a chairman or a member of this board, I'm not going to do a knee-jerk reaction. That leads to more problems down the line. We'll do it the right way. That way we do it once. And then hopefully that answers all of her questions and anybody's questions in Timberley Park. I do apologize for the delay, but the PFAS treatment plant was a significant undertaking, and we did it early, which means we had to wait for certain things, proper technology approval, and a host of other things. But it was required and it was needed. But it doesn't mean that we won't continue to invest in the system as possible. We have it built into the operating costs to do certain things, so we will balance it out as best we can. And hopefully, if Ms. Lucio has any questions, she's free to reach out to me if she so chooses. But if this wasn't mailed to her, could you please make sure it was?
Right. And everything will be in the master plan,
Okay.
including when we're gonna do that loop.
Yep.
Because one of the things we have to consider is the recent paving,
The what?
the recent paving.
Okay.
And we
Is
can't,
Warren been paid? Are we in the
Warren's
5 year?
been paved, Ashland's been this year,
So we have a 5, so then,
2021.
so everyone understands when you pave a road, there's a 5-year moratorium, on opening that road unless it's an emergency for like a main break repair, which it doesn't sound like, because there isn't one on a portion of that. So we will have to at least wait the 5-year moratorium before we can do the loop. But we will do what we can to do in the interim to resolve a lot of these issues. But again, I appreciate everyone's patience in letting us get this done appropriately. That takes care of mine. Jerry didn't have any. Laurie, do you have anything to add and I have a question for you. There she is.
I don't have anything to add. I just wanted to hear what was going on. I appreciated seeing that presentation and getting a little bit of insight on that, and agree with your answers to the state on your open meeting law violation. Thank you for researching that and staying on top of it. and I'll answer a question if I can.
Well, it's more of a request. One of the things I'd like to see on the liaison report is the balance sheet for the PFAS lawsuit fund. And I guess the second request is
Are
when we
you
originally,
asking me for that report? What,
yeah, if you could get it from the town account to give to us at the next,
A balance of the other that's in there.
as we go forward. So
Why is
we get a
that
monthly
something-
report. Go ahead.
why is that something you cannot request?
We can.
We can. I just thought since it would be published in,
I'll take care of it.
it'll be part of
Thank
his
you.
report, never mind.
I'll
Thank
take care of it.
But in regards to that, we had talked about putting it into a special account that would get a better interest rate than what it's getting now. So can I set that up myself with the town
No, you need
accountant or
Yeah, you
do
need
I
to
go
talk to
through?
the town accountant.
All right, so, but I don't have to request through you. I can do it myself?
No, you go through the town accountant. Okay,
Okay.
I don't think that's something that you have to get request from the TA or from our board. If I'm wrong, David, can you find that out tomorrow? And I'll do what I need to do.
I can answer that question. The town accountant has already said the selectmen are not part of that we can request that.
Okay, good enough.
Right, okay, thank you.
And that's all I have. Laurie, thank you very much.
All right.
Let's see, 6.1, superintendent reports.
Okay, the first one is we just got another check-in, which is the third one from DuPont for $64,617.44.
That's right here.
So this is for phase one. There are 3 other companies that will be giving us money in phase one.
Yep,
Now, there's a special needs. That's when you've already spent money dealing with PFAS.
right.
It's not, you have to have spent the money already. Since we started the treatment plant very early, for the deadline for 3M and DuPont, the number is 14.9 million that they have to pay us a portion from.
Or something.
Yeah,
Or,
it'll be what they negotiate with
Right.
so there's multi-district litigation. So, and there's, I think, 3 main firms that are the head negotiators. Napoli, Shaplik, ESE, or ENE, I forget which, and then one other one. This is who's representing us, is Napoli Shaplik. They were one of the first ones that stepped in. Like I said, we're receiving some. I just don't want to.
right, we don't know what it is gonna be,
Right.
but what the costs are gonna be is what we've already spent
Mm-hmm.
and the maintenance cost of the building. Because we've already put it in.
Yep.
That's the big thing for us. We've already spent the money and we did it before the deadline. The other one is Tyco BSI.
Those are
And
smaller ones.
Those are smaller ones, but their deadline, we already spent 20.4 million. So we should get a significant amount. What it is, we don't know.
No, and it also depends what the federal regulators decide.
We can use it on.
Hmm?
We can use that medical.
We can use it on anything water.
And to pay down the debt.
We could use it to pay down the debt, which then would allow us, hopefully give us some large, that was what we were hoping for when we did the
Well, that-
first rate. When we did the first rate, if you go back and you look at, I highly recommend you go back and look at that one. You can ask Dave which TCAM, which one that was, because I'm not sure, it was so long ago. But it showed if we got the receipts from the lawsuit that we were expecting and when, we were hoping that would offset any of these sort of rate increases
Okay,
like that.
all right,
So,
that's what I was thinking.
yeah, so that we could do that. What I was hoping to do as well, because the cost of changing out the GAC is fairly significant,
Mhm.
is that we could use that to not pay for it entirely, but offset some of the fray of those costs, because those are gonna come up all the time.
Okay,
Right now, we're looking at about a year of filter.
It's two, well, it's on a year filter. It's 2 filters at one time.
Right.
So right now, we don't know, but what's the good thing is when we put the bag filters in, it's keeping the main filters clean,
Yeah,
and that is adding a tremendous amount of life. Because we have no indication at any level whatsoever of PFAS.
so, and that's, these PFAS filters aren't like normal filters.
No.
You gotta, you have a limited ability to backwash and clean any sort of particulates out of them,
mhm,
because it's based on absorption, so it goes from top to bottom.
all right.
And if you backwash, you end up mixing that up, and you can push the,
Contaminate.
well, yeah, but you already push the concentration further into the filter than it actually is.
Right.
So that's why it's so important, the bag filters they have, or having some sort of pre-filter before it goes through the GAC.
It takes all the bigger particles out,
Right.
which doesn't follow the,
Because
So it never could back filter then, right? No.
you have a limited ability to do it, and it's not, if these were like just to remove iron and manganese, the amount of pressure you can use to backwash is significant. You get it all clean. The problem with these is where you have a limited number of times you can do it, and the pressure you do it at is greatly reduced. So you don't necessarily clean it all, so it builds up. So if you can stop the buildup before it gets there, which is what the bag filters are doing.
Okay,
One thing I will say too, because you add chlorine after that, make sure they're real sanitary with it, because you can get biofouling.
we do this after, we do chlorine right before it leaves the system.
Right, so you can't if you put chlorine through it, it would eat up the GAC, because the GAC would absorb the chlorine.
okay.
But
Right.
it's worked because we had a sludge from one of the wells that, and it caught in the bag filters. For one reason, when it started up, we got a big hit
Do you know which one?
too. But that was, we also have 400 feet of main that we didn't change out.
Do we have raw water hydrants on that transmission main?
Yes. Well, right after the 2 wells, we got 2 there, and we got 2 here.
All right, so I would recommend you look at and talk to Lou about a flushing program on that line,
Right, we've already,
or even talk to him about pigging it, whether it be ice or otherwise.
yeah, I'm not, it's only, everything's brand new, except for a couple hundred feet.
No, I know, but if the cleaner we keep it
Right.
in the short term,
Yeah.
the less work you'll have to do in the
Yeah.
long term. All right, Dave, and what's next?
Well, meters are at 65%.
Yep.
There's a,
What's that? Okay.
the MWRA water is giving a class tomorrow. You have people coming to it.
All right, wait a minute.
Oh, sorry, a Mass Roll Water is doing a class tomorrow.
Yep.
On meters. And it's gonna, and all the guys are going to it, and the ladies in the office, because it's gonna teach them a little more how to use the system we implement.
You were on the month? And in all honesty, I'll be, a matter of, point of fact, I'm sending 6.
Okay, we
Um,
got 27
yeah,
in the class.
so, and I'll tell you, from other superintendents around the state, your training group has gotten some really, really high marks. My guys really liked it. But it's more of a statewide, it's one of the only training large training areas that both Western and Central Mass and Eastern and Southern Mass, it's kind of midpoint. And Mass Waterworks and whoever else is holding the classes are really getting really good attendance. So kudos to you guys getting that done. Now you've got let's see, where are we?
So the next part is, there's a quote there for, I just want to see what the costs are for GAC.
I
Before
saw
we
that.
take, so to reuse the old GAC, it's 75,000 for new GAC, which would give us more of a life. So it's one of those balances. It's about 115 per vessel.
So it's 230 per
Change out.
when we change out. But we don't know how long the filters are gonna last right now,
We
right?
have no idea.
So that's the kicker.
It could last 3 or 4 years. It could last 2.
The only thing I don't like about the reactive is the life of it is a lot shorter.
Correct.
Also, just be advised, I know DEP was considering not allowing regeneration for PFAS.
So
What they do is they'll take the old GAC out and they'll put it through an incinerator that gets to a really high temperature, and there's only a few of them. And what it does is it gets rid of all the PFAS that's been absorbed. The only problem is you reduce the size and number of the GAC particles in the media, and then what they'll do is they'll make up the difference with virgin and give you back. Now, is this a contract where we would have our own sort of brand of GAC and it would be circular?
well, right now, I just wanted to, I was talking to one of these guys at the show. I wanted to see what it is, but we have to put it out to bid.
No, I know that.
Right.
The other thing to think about is, I've been thinking about asking, there's a few of us that's been asked before, but I almost want to see GAC reactivated and virgin put on the consortium list for bidding.
It may.
I think if you add Townsend's name to the list of people requesting it,
Yeah,
we would get a better action. The other thing too is, which one did we pilot study? What GAC did we pilot study?
Calgon.
What was it?
Calgon is the company that
And
makes.
that's what's in there now.
Yeah.
That's you.
So the only problem is, and check into it, is I think if you change GAC, they may want you to pilot it for the new type.
Well, this company told me it's the same exact. GC has a certain formula.
Yeah.
This is the same formula.
As
in there now.
in Calgon. Okay.
You know what I want to tell you? I think for the general public who's watching, hopefully, on these, when you GAC and all these other.
I need to use the granular activated carbon.
Exactly.
I
Because they,
apologize to everyone. I'm used to acronyms. It goes back to my military days. I limit, it's quicker for me to speak that way. But
maybe if you just say it once, they get.
actually, I appreciate it because it doesn't even enter my head. So, and it really, you're very correct in that. So I'd love to see what the calculation is for the lifetime of the reactivated before, but we won't know until we get there. Yeah,
Until
no.
you use it, right?
But they,
Won't know until it gets.
Well, no, they'll be based on what our life expectancy comes out on our current GAC, granular activated carbon. They'll be able to estimate based on brand new virgin carbon versus revitalization of it, because you'll have a certain percentage of, they have a basic idea of how much would be left and how much new would be it. So they can give you a pretty accurate estimate of the life expectancies, but we don't know it yet because we haven't gone through it once
Right.
yet.
Right.
So I mean, if you're at a year and a half, the other is when we get ready to bid it out, I would do a 3-year contract with the ability to extend 2 years.
Well, we may not even. The thing is,
We may not,
to be in 3 years, your contract may only be the one time, because,
I find it hard to see it.
like, we
We
don't
don't
know.
know. It's just the numbers coming out of Harbor Trace were such.
Right.
We were in the hundreds, so you're talking about having to be below 4.
Correct, but so the one thing we did is we put bag filters in. It is now the standard to put bag filters in. But we're the first one to put bag filters in, so that's one thing. One of the Witch's brick wells, it will be under 4 no matter what. In the future, but we're using it to blend, so it's watering down everything.
No, I know, but what you're getting in quantity from that versus what you get out of Harbor Trace, 600 gallons a minute
We're doing 930 for all three.
for all three, but
3, 3, and 3.
so you've got that ratcheted down to 300
Yeah,
and you're getting 300 out of the Witches Brooks.
they said 500.
I know that, but I thought we were at like 150 and when we cleaned them, we only got up to like 200,
No,
250.
it was the other way around. We're way over 500 when we clean them,
Okay.
and we rebuilt everything. We put new bowls on. We put, motors and
I
everything.
saw the price, I saw the bill, so I know what we put on there.
But all three of those wells are brand new in every way.
Okay.
So that we're hoping that's going to increase their life, and that pays for itself.
It should. I mean, that was
That was the plan.
that and, so
You may
I
be,
asked for a 5-year
so
review.
that's number 6 on.
Yeah.
So that's what the major projects that we've done in the last 5 years. And there was a 10-year master plan that we did in April of 2021.
Yep.
Everything on the 10-year master plan has been finished. And the treatment plant was built on top of it.
So,
So that's why we're doing the new
so
master. plan.
Dave, do you have pictures of all this?
Yes. I'd have to look for them, but
All right, because what I'd like to do is either work with you or somebody. I'd like to put a PowerPoint together and then get on the selectmen's meeting. Heck, I would even consider I don't know what your thought would be about holding a public information center like at town hall.
You could,
With this presentation showing what we've done over the last 5 years. So that people have some sort of concept of what they've paid for, what they've gotten, what they paid for.
probably the best time would be after like February, March, and not now, it's too close.
No, it's too close.
Too close.
And also with the holidays and stuff, I'm even bidding stuff after
Yeah.
in January. I'm not doing it
yeah,
now.
you gotta be careful. Once you get to the middle of March, then we're into elections and.
Yeah, I would say February. February.
February.
would
Nobody's
probably-
doing anything in February.
So I would say February would be a good one to try and do it. And maybe when's February vacation at the schools?
Is it the,
Hold on, I'll just put President's Day in.
I want to say the 18th.
Because that, potentially, well, no, everybody goes on vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah, never mind. I was saying, they'd be home.
So it's February 16th to the 20th.
Yeah, I knew I was close.
Yeah, so I would maybe before or
I
after
would-
that.
Maybe after.
Then you'd have to do May.
Well, no,
No,
going
what I'm
forward,
saying is before or after, in February,
Okay, in
but
February.
I would go before.
Yeah. I mean, we could do one in front of the select board and then depending on the feedback from it, we could do the informational in February. Do like the selectmen in January
We could do that.
and then,
Come January, February, March, budget season is, I'm out every night of the week.
yes, ma'am.
So,
All right.
And that's if you do a joint meeting with the select board, you can maybe do it here and do a quick tour for any residents who show up. I'm just
I
bringing
know,
up options.
well, the only thing I would say about that is I don't want a digital tour. what happened to Littleton, you don't want to be showing. Do you know what happened to Littleton?
No,
They were on 60 Minutes, the Littleton Water Department.
oh,
They were hacked. FBI walked in one day, said, it was Chinese.
Yeah, you can't take pictures of,
You can't, so any of the controls, any of the vessels,
Oh.
anything that shows the
Anything,
PLCs,
right.
which are I don't know what that's saying. That one I don't know. I just know it's PLC. It's the electronic controls that communicate back to
Oh,
SCADA. You can't really show any of that because then they'll know. Heck, they can even look at outside antennas, know what type of SCADA you have, and then backtrace to what type of PLC, and then they can learn how to attack you.
oh, my,
that's why we don't have, radio SCADA, we have, cell phone SCADA.
Which is safer, but not totally. So it's a very new world. But the FBI came into Littleton and said, you have this in here. You're one of 250 communities nationally that do. We know about it. We don't want you to do anything. We're going to sit and watch it. And they watched it for 2 years
really? Oh, wow.
because they never activated it. It was just there,
Yeah.
but they wanted to see how it operated. And if they activated it, what it
What it would
did,
do.
and then they could figure out how to defend it.
Oh, boy.
So FBI sat on that thing for 2 years. And
We don't need that.
no, so I would say a physical tour, I'm fine with, so long as nobody takes pictures, but as a digital one, that would create a digital record.
No, so if we had a joint meeting here,
All right, that is, but all right, I thought you meant have the,
no,
okay,
It's too hard to have a selectmen's meeting here. They really need it at a town hall.
right.
But you could have your own.
that's what I was saying, is it, we could have a joint meeting.
But be
and have
remote.
Both, no, have both down.
No,
It gets too complicated.
yeah, we'll get to that when we need to.
Cross that bridge when we get to it.
But I would say we did a lot in the time that we've been here. You're looking at the complete rehab of both Witches Brook wells, a brand new well at Main Street because the tubular well field died. In fact, if they correct me if I'm wrong, the day we turned on the new gravel pack well, the old
Which is
tubular,
where,
about 500, 600 feet behind, you know where the bridge is at Main Street and there's that little
yes, I
pump?
do, yeah,
If you go back
Okay.
600 feet,
okay.
how far back is that?
800.
800. So that actually creates a zone 1 that is fully protected.
Mhm.
The zone 1 of the tubular well field had 119 right in the middle of it.
Oh.
And the people's houses next
To
door.
people, houses, and so it's a tubular well field, so people understand, is a collection of 2-inch tubes that are just pounded into the ground and over a wide area, and it's usually a very wet area, and you vacuum suck that water through
Oh.
instead of having pumps in it.
Mhm.
In the day, it was a very good, easy technology.
Mhm.
The only thing is it's very labor intensive because each one of those tubes has to be cleaned continually. What happened was there was a lag in the maintenance of it. And we had to, when I originally came on board, we had to put an air release valve and a sand filter in because we were pulling so much sand in
Oh,
air because it was sucking,
right.
but it couldn't pull water in because it had gotten
Too much,
clogged.
yeah.
We decided we weren't going to spend any more money past doing that until we could get the well. There was a pre-existing gravel pack well. No, it had been piloted and then they pulled it and filled it. And they don't know why. We were getting 200 to 300 out of the tubular well field at the time.
Yeah, we lost half the field.
Right. What's the new well pump now? Is it 600?
860,000 gallons a day.
What's that gallon? 600 gallons a minute. So we've increased the capacity, the physical capacity of the system. we're still dictated by what our permit tells us we can
You
pull out.
do, yeah.
So, but we did have, we are correcting, I would say, the historical mistakes of the past.
We
So
also rebuilt Cross Street.
yeah, we built Cross Street. We actually took everything, all the electronics was in a pit.
Mhm.
We put that, brought it up above ground. Did the same thing at the
Highland
storage tank. We, Dave and his crew cleaned and painted the Highland tank on the outside. We took, and I still don't understand why, but when they put the new 12-inch water main down Highland, they left the old 6. And there's no flow, there was no flow in it. So we have piece by piece been getting people off the old 6 and putting them directly onto the 12.
I'm on the old 6 still,
Okay, you're on the list to get done.
yeah.
Right,
Um,
working, right now, the moratorium will be done next year. And we can,
We can do the final cut.
well, there's a whole,
No, I know that, but the majority of it.
we can do the final group of houses. And then it's just,
Can we kick? Because that comes in at Cross Street, right?
yes,
Can we? Now we're talking money, but I wonder if what's the age of the Cross Street one?
1980,
Oh, never mind. Nope. Doesn't need to be.
that's a 16-inch main.
Cross Street 16?
Yep.
Why is that so large?
Because it got put in the same time as Highland. Highland's a 16.
No, it's a 12.
16.
Not my house.
Well,
No,
no.
there's two mains. There's a 16 and there's a 6.
Okay, I thought it was a 12.
Right, so that's a 16-inch main, and it goes all the way to the wells, and then past to Dudley, and then on Dudley it turns to a 12.
16 is a huge pipe, though.
Right, but they're thinking about Husher at the time.
Think about what?
Husher,
Yeah, but that's not big enough development to pull on a 16. You could have done it on a 12.
right, but it's a 12. Dudley's a 12.
Right.
Then
We
you
can-
get to right, then you get to a 16 at Cross.
Well, we've been here long enough. I don't mean to keep everybody.
And the last thing is, all employees have to do their licenses
Yep.
this year. So, every 2 years you have to do your licenses, and that's being taken care of. And every employee here has a drinking water license, no matter what your job is.
So,
If I understand that, I do.
well, it leads to, I would say,
That it's,
so like, better communication, because what you'll find in a lot of water departments is a stratification between what is called administration. And so you'll go in and you'll tell or order something, and there's no understanding. They have the very lowest level, they have what, D1s or T1s?
just D1s.
Just D1s, which is.
D1s, T1s. They have the,
So the lowest one is a level 1, and it just gives them the vocabulary of what we do, gives them an understanding. So like if they call in and say, listen, the intersection T branch is gone, they'll understand that, they'll understand the importance of it. It's recommended. It just, a better educated staff means we can respond more appropriately.
So they don't go any further than that.
No.
No.
No, not unless they want to go out back and start working.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, I believe that is the end of it, except
Yeah, that's it.
we need to schedule the next board meeting.
Where-
Let me see. Which one is?
I wouldn't recommend December 1st because people are getting back from
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. So I would recommend the 8th.
Come on, Todd.
The 8th, you said?
Which is the second Tuesday,
Mhm.
second Monday of the month. Which puts you right where you're supposed to be.
Hold on, I'm trying to get there. I don't remember how this one works. So you're just saying December 8th?
Yes,
Mhm.
Doesn't look like I have anything. All right. December 8th. 7 p.m. If I can remember.
and you have to sign those papers before you leave. Oh, that one letter you want us to send out.
Yeah, I will take care of that. Let's see. All right, I'm set there. And I have a motion on, you want me to make the motion on 7.2, 7.3?
Sure.
I make a motion, we review monthly abatement and adjustment lists and review and approve end of month reports out of session.
Okay. Second,
Motion made and seconded, roll call vote, Todd Melanson, aye.
Jerome Six, yes.
And that finishes it. I make a motion to adjourn at 8:21 p.m. on November 17th.
Okay.
Do I have a second?
Second,
Motion made and second, roll call vote, Todd Melanson, aye.
yes.
Everyone, thank you very much for your time.